Hello, my name is Shadley, and welcome back for another episode of Victoria as King of Heaven. So in previous episode we managed to make Tunis and Tripolitania into dominions without a war, mind you. So that at least means that we get a bit more money from there. We've got a fairly good situation in terms of cash. We've got 11 million in gold reserves, so that's pretty decent. The GDP has been growing rather rapidly. The literary rate grew by at least 2% in the previous episode, so we're now number 25 worldwide in terms of literary rate. We've still got a bit of work to do to get to at least to like 90% or somewhere around there. The loyalist numbers seem to have flattened out a little bit, and so have the radicals, to be fair. We're getting pretty close to getting the regulatory bodies unlocked, or, you know, laws enacted, and we are building a whole lot of glassworks now. Also, a little bit more universities to make sure that we keep up with the innovation max, which seems to be mostly doable. Oh, there's the university built, so now we're already maxed at 158.88. And that will be going probably close to 160 today, I reckon. But overall, like at this point, other than maybe doing a war against Austria, which, to be fair, we did increase the army size a little bit. We could probably do something more about that. If we have a look at the army, so we've got the 50 battalions in here. I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves a little bit more. So we'll get, like, I don't know, 5 more cavalry. And we'll get 5 more infantry. So that way this will be a 60 battalion army as well. So we'll have 120 plus the 5 in Africa. Well, that's probably not enough to fight Austria, let's be honest. Can-do attitude. Soldiers complaining that they have no way to open their canned food. We're going to afford spending a bit of money. 5 years, £15,000 per week. Sure. It's not going to be a waste, is it? But there we go. The glassworks are now being constructed quite quickly, actually. There's so many of them as well, so that will probably increase the glass production rather rapidly. I think one of the problems that might arise from there is we might have a bit too much porcelain. Let's do some more export of porcelain then. So British market at least is there? No, that's probably the biggest one that we can do. Now I reckon we could have so many more interests. Alright then, I guess we'll just go ahead and start spreading them out a little bit. We'll get one in Persia, Arabia, Northern China, Oceania, Indonesia. I think we might be able to basically put an interest on every corner of the world. On the bright side, that means that we can basically do trading with anyone. Right. Oh, there's still one over there. Is that all of them now? Yes. I believe so. Well, all of the ones that I can put focus on. Okay. Or interest in. Fair enough. Now, we'll just wait for all the interest to arrive here, and that's going to fill up the entire side of the screen. Okay, we're still playing on the... Oh, Popular Playwright. I'll take the extra 20 prestige, sure. So now we're at 1500. How close are we on the ledger to the next one, then? Great Qing, well, I suppose Russia is technically speaking the next one that we need to overtake. Now, we do have a larger economy than they do, by a decent margin. But to reach the next one, we need to get another, probably basically another 100 million by the time we reach or overtake British Raj, unless they have like revolutions or something like that. So not exactly easy, but I suspect that with the increase in construction and all that, the economy will be soaring fairly nicely. We do admittedly have quite a bit of construction works underway, but it's mostly like right now just some more glass works. Okay, so there's, what is this one? Denmark, oh! Right, USA is starting with the proletarian revolt in... Okay, in Schleswig. Holstein, fair enough. I think I'm just going to go declare neutrality on that one. What's the other one? This is Transvaal having a religious revolt. Alright, I'm just going to declare neutrality over there. And now we've got all the interest activated. It's just, even though it's paused, it will just keep on piling these in here. There we go, cleared those out of the message log. So now we could have a look at if there's really good import routes for glass. I mean, the Austrian market isn't too bad. The Russian market isn't the worst either. We can do that one at least. And let's have a look at the things that we have. Still a whole lot, like fabric, we've got quite a bit. So export some of that. Spanish market would be okay, at least in terms of quantity. Profitability wasn't particularly the best, but it's good enough, I dare say. We've got a lot of sugar. We'll probably export some of that to the French market. And the Austrian market. That's actually a lot of good cash from those two. There we go. That'll probably employ quite a few shopkeepers as well. But I suspect that shopkeepers do get paid rather handsomely. Oh, there we go. 159.13 already the max innovation. Well, so that's definitely growing. Regulatory bodies hasn't passed quite yet, unfortunately, but that will probably be done soon, and that will reduce the mortality rate a little bit, at least. We've got 14.5 standard of living now, so that is the highest that we've had on this run. By quite a bit, actually. We've got 70 flotillas. I think we've got quite a bit of flotillas being built after... Oh, yeah, after these power plants. We will get quite a few. We've got... Oh, what's this then? Bit agreement with Austria. You know what? Sure. We'll lose a little bit of money. Lose a little bit of influence, but at the same time, it might help us a little bit in here and there. And we'll also make the trade routes with them more profitable. Or more productive, let's just say. What else do we have? We've got a whole lot of hardwood. Anyone willing to buy that? I guess Britain might buy a tiny bit. Not really a lot of it, mind you, but I guess it's better than nothing. We've got quite a bit of small arms as well. Hold on a bit, I didn't switch to the... Right, I was planning on doing it, but I forgot to switch that production method on the small arms. Oh, we didn't even have the repeating rifles before. I'm gonna go with the repeating rifles right now, I think. We'll switch all of them. We don't actually want to spend too much oil in here. Could we maybe... If we put a rotor valve engine, that's going to reduce the labours quite a bit. We could do that at the artillery foundries as well. Mostly just that we don't need as many workers in those things. Munition plant, maybe we can do the same thing. The urban centres, I suppose there's still probably a lot that can't get to the electric street lights. Although that might... You know what, we'll do it. Actually, we did have electricity in every stage, so now that might mean a bit more is needed. Power plants, but there's actually quite a few power plants being produced by the private sector as well. Oh yeah, Romania. I'm seeing a pattern here. Well, I mean, that's fine, I suppose. And what about regulatory bodies? Nope, bureaucratic imbroglio. We can cut through some of it. Lose a bit of radical or bureaucracy, but that's alright. We can probably at least get some more, and we get... Oh, there's feminism. Alright then, so we can potentially pass laws regarding women in the workplace and all that. What's this then? East Africa Peasant Revolt. Oh. I'm going to declare neutrality on that one. And if we have a look at the things that we still have a shortage, is there anyone selling cars? A tiny bit from the British market, I suppose we could buy. I know that the Swiss are producing some already. We might also need to import some more oil. Maybe we'll buy both from Peru, Bolivia and Chile. Let me just double check the food industries. Are we using the vacuum canning? I think we probably are. We are. We got the max distilling as well. We could potentially go back to pot stills. That would increase the liquor price quite a bit. Increase the amount of groceries produced and reduce the amount of glass. But I think we'll keep with that for now. Textile mills, we could go for the... Actually, we could probably go for elastics. It will increase or reduce the amount of clothing that we have. But also increase the rubber price, I suppose, and silk price. But I think that'll actually be fine. Let's have a look at the silk. Vineyards we could maybe boost, but silk, let's see. Over here, we'll put the automatic irrigation, so that will basically fix any problems there. We can maybe put the rail transportation for the most part. That might cause a little bit of lack of transportation in a few areas, but I'm sure that we can sort that out on the long run. And 14.6 standard of living now. So the average of the lower strata is 12.6. There's still room for improvement there for sure, but it's not the worst. The upper strata have 40.3. And that's pretty decent. So I'm guessing we've got a little bit of shortage of electricity, at least in Venetia. I guess we could go ahead and at least get one more in there. Actually, how much is the deficit in there? Okay, one extra will probably fix it. Or fix most of the price in there. Is this another... Oh, no, that's a communist revolt in Hanover. Looks like Sweden is trying to support Prussia every way they can. At least they want to fight against the communists, I suppose. One way or the other. What's this French war then? Oh, right. Britain, Belgium, and Mysore versus France and the French African colonies. Ooh, and there we go. We got regulatory bodies. So dangerous working conditions minus 20%. We got a little bit shorter of bureaucracy now. I suppose that's one of the things that we could just go ahead and give a few more levels up here, especially in Piedmont. Or we could potentially just switch the skyscraper back to the bureaucratic nexus. We'll reduce the trade a bit, which might actually have a bit of a bad impact. overall, but I think it's mostly fine, because that's going to give us a whole lot more bureaucracy. There we go, that's 200 points, although the... Yeah, okay, that did have a bit of an impact on the GDP. But now if we have a look at the institutions, we could potentially increase the workplace safety... Or, yeah, workplace safety office up a little bit further. If we go all the way to the max, that would cost us a whole lot of bureaucracy, mind you. But that would also allow us to reduce the dangerous working conditions a lot. Now, there we go. There's a whole lot of power plants now being built. Some in Sardinia, some in Tuscany, some in Piedmont. And of course, the private sector is building now quite a few mines, actually. I mean, they got so many buildings being constructed, mind you, so that it's a bit of everything, quite frankly. But yeah, it's at least being built. And we're improving relations with Morocco. Did we invite Morocco into our market yet? They're part of the Spanish market. I don't suppose I can switch them to our market? Not really, no. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. If we try to make some protection, that would increase our infamy quite a bit. Oh, what's this then? Oh, USA fighting against Bremen capitalist revolt. Oh, right, Bremen is their puppet, I guess? Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to join on that one. I'm not looking to go for like a nonsensical small wars everywhere around the world. Oh, there we go, back to 100 million GDP. And the rate is already 73.2%. Standard of living good 14.6. And we got over 38 million in population. Still not quite at the max that we've been at one point, but we'll get there. I'm sure of it. And we're almost at the 160 innovation per week. Actually, what are we researching? Getting the mechanized farming in 5 to 7 weeks. So less than 2 months. After that, I'm hoping blacksmith would be pretty good for the class production, to be fair. So I wouldn't mind getting that one. Or the combustion engine, that would also be pretty decent. Electric railways would be handy. Telephones would be handy. Steam turbine wouldn't hurt either. Conveyors would allow us to reduce the worker uses in factories, I suppose. And these would be kind of okay as well, though we don't need the artificial silk. We can grow silk ourselves, so that's not really needed, the artificial silk. But basically everything else in here does have a purpose for us. Still making pretty good amount of money. We got 13.3 million gold reserves now. And we could potentially just go ahead and reduce the taxes for a little while. See how bad that is actually going to be for the economy. It might not actually be, like, sure enough, we'll make a deficit right now, but I suspect that we will eventually make a pretty good amount of money. Or, like, there's going to be a lot more demand for various basic goods now. Standard of living will probably start increasing quite a bit. And in the end, by the time we almost lost, or have almost lost all of our cash, I think at that point we have reduced the deficit a lot. Ooh, and there's the mechanized farming completed. Right, let's have a look at the buildings then. So tractors, that would require engines, and we got a bit of shortage of engines, don't we? So I'm not really going to do that quite yet. Electric fences, now we require a whole lot of electricity on places, so I'm not going to switch from the bark fences. Intensive wool gathering on the other hand, we could do at the livestock. And then also a mechanized slaughterhouse. On the plantation, I suppose we could put in the... Probably don't need the automatic irrigation, to be fair. We'll go back a lot. Actually, no. We'll go with the automated irrigation. May not be making as much profit in Lazio, but that's alright. Oil rigs, we could actually go with the tanker cars. Produce the workers needed for that even further. Oh, and over here. Oh! Right, I didn't realise that. We still hadn't upgraded these. And also, we could probably start using a bit more dynamite on all of these mines. So there we go. That'll be a whole lot more production. Oh, police brutality. The use of force was warranted. I don't want to reduce the levels there, but there we go. That's 108 million now suddenly. I suppose increasing some of the production methods did have a small impact. When I say small impact, I don't mean a small impact. I mean actually quite large. We could maybe increase the coffee production a little bit. Not that we necessarily need it a lot, but maybe if it's very cheap, it's perhaps something that people will then be more likely to buy. It looks like Britain has done a landing in France now. So that might work out for them. We're still losing about £38,000 per week, which isn't necessarily the best. Let's actually do a little bit of diplomatic action. So improve relations. Actually, is there customs? Oh, Cathedral might join. Okay, can we change anyone to our customs union? Not really, no. Morocco was the closest one. But they wouldn't even do that. We could form a defensive pact with them. But that would require us to give them a obligation, and I'd rather not do that. We've got good relations with them at least, so that's good. Oh, good enough for now. Right, so in construction side of things, the power plant in Piedmont will be done soon. Then we'll get some more railways in there. And we'll get some more power plants in Romania. And then a whole lot of naval bases. That will increase the fleet size quite a bit. And then will also probably give us quite a bit of extra prestige. I'd imagine anyway. Plus, if we need to fight against other nations, we'll have a lot stronger fleet to do that with. Well, Mosquito Kingdom is having... No, I don't really need to be in that one. And then what's this then? Brazil versus Brazilian aristocrat revolt. Ah, right, so Brazil is presumably some sort of communist. Technocracy. Alright then. Council Republic. Yeah, alright then. Oh no, that's a political movement, right, yeah, so the Council Republic. So essentially, yes, they are more or less communists. So who's actually in the government? It doesn't tell me. I suppose, right, that might not have any of the interest groups directly in power then. I don't actually know how the Council Republic works. We'll probably need to try one of those communism or socialism playthroughs at some point. Right, let's see. Emilia's having a bit of problems with electricity as well. Is there any... Oh, there's a power plant being built there already. Okay. Now, do we have... oh, clothing is in pretty high demand. How many places can we switch this one to be the electricity machines? It's going to be taking quite a bit of electricity. I'm going to do that, because that's going to increase the productivity quite a bit in terms of the basic clothing at least. And that will also give a bit of more reason to increase the power plant levels a bit further. And there we go, 14.9 standard of living, so almost 15. The literacy rate is already 73.7. So that will probably reach to at least 75 in the next year or two. We've got 111 million GDP. 112 now. So yeah, that's we are getting quite a bit of things going on for us. So this then, Tugurj is having a revolt. Okay, I believe it is over there. Hey, expand power plants completed. Stable supply of power. So unlimited power, that would increase the power plant building throughput. 6,000 progress on electric railways. Oh, I like the sound of that. Or steam turbine. I'm going to go with the electric railways, actually. What was it that started spreading in here anyway? Oh, combustion engine, yeah. I'll take that. So concrete dockyards, after that it's going to be either sea lane strategies, wargaming, defense in depth, war propaganda, or automatic machine guns. Which honestly, all of those are okay in terms of sort of the mill tech there. So we'll get that soon enough. And how's the innovation? 160.66. So that has been increasing quite a bit. Now, I don't suppose we have any change of switching the education law. No, not really. Ah, right, because we've got state relations, we can't go to private schools. And we thus can't go to the public schools either. Alright then. But, you know, we're the Pope. Or, well, we formed Italy as the Pope, so we're gonna keep the state religion active. Well, it does hinder us a little bit, but that's alright. Air and Sokoto are fighting. What could I offer? War goal? Conquer state. Ooh. There's Horseland. Now, actually, I don't think I'd be able to get in there regardless, so I'm not actually going to do this. I'm going to declare neutrality there. But there we go. The deficit that we have is already down to £24,000 per week. Now, of course, once we start increasing our fleet size very shortly, that will start having a bit of an impact in there. But that's alright. How we're looking on the market, so we still got a bit of lack of man of wars. I don't think it's my naval bases that are needing them. No, Benin, Iran, Yoruba states, Tunisia, and Tripoli. Yeah, they're fairly small. You still needs quite a bit of automobiles as well. And glass and engines for some, or to some degree as well. Actually, we got a bit of lack of coal now. Alright then, I mean, we've got a little bit being built in Sardinia at least. We'll probably give another level there. What about Calabria? That is already max level. Let's have a look. True potentials. So Venetia, Piedmont, both have a possibility. Well, Piedmont is already maxed out. Venetia is not maxed out on coal. We'll get a few more levels in there then. So that will give us at least a bit more coal to work with. And there we go, 15.2 standard of living. Well, of course, that's partially because the lower taxes, but it doesn't hurt too much. I mean, while we are still having a small deficit in here, we are definitely fixing that rather rapidly already. And of course, the standard of living increasing with that will probably mean that the literary rate will be at least somewhat higher. It might not be huge amount higher than that, but it'll probably get slightly better at least. How's the literary rate in Piedmont now? It's almost so close to 80%. What about Lazio? That's 77%. So both of those are pretty good. Venetia is 76%. What about Tuscany? That is 76% as well. Umbria 75. Romagna is almost 74. I guess there's a... okay, yeah, it's southern Italy that's having a bit more problems with the literary. But there we go, 115 million GDP. So we're once again at the highest that we've been thus far. And the fleet size is increasing. We've got 161 innovation already at the max. That's pretty decent. Let's have a look at the world, how it's looking like these days. Ooh, concrete dockyards unlocked. Very good. So we don't know which one's going to start spreading quite yet, but let's just leave it there. We'll see soon enough. So Jing is still pretty strong. Portugal, okay, they haven't lost too much in here at least. Like, there's no Hong Kong in British hands or anything like that. So good on them, I suppose. British Raj is still, well, he could probably combine some of those puppets there. Sooner or later. There's still quite a bit of Central Africa that isn't really anyone's territory, but the French are cutting our Congo out of here. I kind of knew that might happen. Well, actually, we've got good relations with the Netherlands, so I'm not going to go ahead and try to conquer their colonies in here. Even though it would be tempting. What about Oyo? What do we have with you? We do not have a defensive pact. I could try to make you a protectorate. Or, you know what? We'll start damaging relations. If we go ahead and, you know, kind of kick them out of this pact here, we can conquer that, and then we can go ahead and conquer some of Sokoto, and then we could maybe form our colony in here. So they would take control of the areas. And we wouldn't have to worry about that, but we could still go ahead and just conquer a lot of these areas in here, maybe. And that would give us some warfare at least to do. What's this then? Oh, Missouri uprising, the French. Okay, yeah. I'm not really in that sort of wars. I'll be quite honest. There we go. We're down to £18,000 per week deficit. That is still improving steadily. Now, we do have almost 1 million radicals, but I suppose... Oh, legal guardianship. There's a small movement for us. Oh, right. No. We don't want to go back for that one. Regulated bodies, we don't really want to go back in that one either. We don't have a whole lot of bureaucracy available right now, but I suppose we haven't gotten the buildings in Piedmont yet, have we? No. That's going to take a while. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put in rail transportation over here for the cotton plantation, just to reduce the workers needed. Although, admittedly, the amount of fabric that we have available is a bit on the high end of things. I'll be honest. We could maybe go ahead and get another textile mill in here. I suspect that will probably be mostly worth it. I suppose the fact that we've gotten so many of the various power plants now built, that the power issues that we did have are now less of an issue. Sure enough, there's some places that we could still do a thing or two about it, but nothing too bad. It's a tooling workshop. Okay, we could potentially... Actually, how is Romagna looking like? It's got plenty of peasants, actually. Textile mill is already using the... I suppose we could go for that one, but not really needed. Not right now, anyway. So the urban centers are doing basically as good as they can be. We've got 1600 prestige, so that's pretty decent. But that is quite steadily, I reckon, on the 5th place in terms of prestige, at least. Well, technically it's being 6, but yeah. We do have a bit of catching up to do with Russia, but it's not too far. Well, it's still about 200 points, to be fair. So, yeah, there's still work to be done. We have overtaken British Raj, at least, over there. Of course, in terms of GDP, we've got... What? Oh, wow, British Raj is number 2 now. Well, we've still got a decent gap between us and the Russians, at least, in terms of GDP. It's pretty good. The investment pool has evened out again. So it's 50 million in there. So we could potentially increase the construction speed a bit further, especially in places like Piedmont. I think that might actually be a smart idea, because we do need to, or we can build a whole lot in here. There's just so many peasants available. We can probably increase the, well, we've got the infrastructure actually already quite high. We could increase it even further, mind you, but I don't think that's required at this point. We've got a good 74.3% literacy rate. That is coming along quite nicely, and the 15.2 standard of living is also pretty decent. Clear neutrality on that particular war. Oh, there's the investment bank. Okay, let's have a look at what sort of company do we want to form up now. Let's actually scroll to the bottom of the list. So we could establish the motor consortium. That might... it wouldn't necessarily be increasing prosperity, but that would allow us to have a whole lot more engines, which we probably will need. Of course, we could go for the metalworks. That would increase the army offense. Alternatively, we could go for the fertilizer plant building through the minerals. That would increase the sulfur and coal. Admittedly, coal was something that we were starting to have a little bit of shortage with, so that wouldn't be too bad. The paper oil would be a pretty good increase of the migration. I think we'll go with the minerals, to be fair. That seems like it's going to be profitable, and it's going to increase the productions a lot, and thus be quite useful for us. We've got a minus £17,000 per week income. Oh, central planning is spreading. Right. Oh, hold on a minute. So military, what do we get? War propaganda? And society central planning. Oh, right, yeah, that's the first one in tier 4. So more taxation capacity. I suppose that's good. We've got electricity shortage in a lot of states. Glass shortage, there's... oh, papal army. Okay, this one's got... Oh, we've got too much cavalry and artillery compared to infantry. Now, we are going to be getting some more in here, to be fair, so that will probably fix itself soon enough. If need be, we can increase the size of this army further. And now getting some of the bureaucracy built up, so that'll be quite handy. And we are also not far from getting the combustion engine. I actually like the sound of that, because that... Does that mean that we get the... Well, we can start building the automobiles at least. That will probably increase the amount of oil that we need, mind you. But it will probably be relatively profitable, I dare say. And I suppose if there is a large demand for oil, then they've got reason to build some oil rigs over here in Papal Abyssinia. That wouldn't actually be too bad. We've got fairly good relations with Oyo still. I mean, we're slowly reducing the relations. I could potentially try to make them protectorate, mind you. But I don't know if that would really help. They might even take the protectorate outright, but actually we're not going to do that this episode. We'll have a look at that next one, because we are unfortunately out of time for this one. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.